Okay.
So, we have you where she gets it for the first time.
Yes.
But Mike and I are not strangers. We are like pod family.
Pod family,
Yes.
certainly.
Okay. And the reason why I chose Mike for this episode is because Mike is a logical thinker. And when it comes to anything, he'll hear the challenge or the issue first and then try to go ahead and think about what the pros are and what the cons are and just lay it on the table. And I'm not even going to say it's black and white. It's not black and white. It's just what it is. These are the facts. This is just what it is. And
right,
that's why, listen, and that's why I have you for this episode. You know, you also have your own podcast.
Yes, I do.
Yes, that you could tell everybody where to listen to it, where to catch you.
Okay, it's called My Punk Ass Podcast, and it's on it's on Spotify for the most part. Spotify, Anchor, and then I have another one with my brother that we kind of do visual, you know, for the most part. And we're just on Instagram. It's Mike and Vince Perkins on Instagram,
which I love because I get to look at their moisturized bodies and white teeth.
Right.
Yes.
We try to make sure we're moisturized.
Look at these glistening men. Yeah.
Right. If I have a blemish, we won't do it that day. Right.
But what I do love that with you and your brother is y'all promote like good health, and y'all out there exercising, doing all of this. I'm just like, listen, if they were in Atlanta, I would just pull up and sweat it out real quick. But it's good. It's good. I love it.
Yeah, for sure.
Y'all really were getting better. So this episode, we have be honest. You have nothing to offer.
Yes.
And usually what happens is when people try to talk about you have nothing to offer, it goes directly to men. It's never like, as a woman, what do you have to offer? It's a man can't do this, or a man is not doing this, or I'm not doing that. And it's kind of like, let's completely exclude a man. What do you do that will benefit a man coming in through the door? And a lot of women go silent. And there was a video that I sent the group.
I was about to go to that video.
Yeah.
I didn't like the video. Right? The reason I didn't like the video is because most of what makes people like each other has little to do with a lot of monetary and physical things, right? So you will hear people, like, I've heard things like, if a man doesn't have like a headboard, something as trivial as that, like, I can't date a man on no headboard because he doesn't have priorities straight. But like, I find that women will date anybody that their vagina tells them.
Hello, is she something for you? We're here.
Right. If it's jumping, then it's gonna happen. Like, you can't really, you don't get to decide, your vagina does. So like, a lot of visceral and very innate things that women are attracted to are kind of the things that will make them go for a guy. If a guy's just funny, or he's charismatic, or whatever, and you just go for that kind of thing, then you'll just you'll gravitate toward that guy. As far as what a woman has to offer in the sense of what men are looking for, but man, we don't like a lot of the physical stuff. Like, I'm not talking like physical, like as in her body. Of course, we like stuff, right? We like titties and ass. But I'm talking about from the sense of, does she have her own business, or all that stuff? A lot of that stuff is really not a focus for men, because for women, it's more of the things that complement what I have. Like, if I like filling in certain gaps that I don't have. Like, if I'm not much of a cook, do you cook? But if I cook, I don't need you to cook. I mean, I need you to do something else. You know what I'm saying?
I would like to know that you can cook, but I don't necessarily need you to cook.
Right. It is cool, you know, like, and as far as providing or whatever, like, do I need a woman that's necessarily a provider, or she's making 100K if I'm making 100K? Not necessarily. You know, I need a woman who certainly brings something financial to the table or something domestic to the table, but a lot of those physical things are very trivial. They're kind of trivial if you can kind of work it out in your head and you're bringing the same energy that I'm bringing. We both have the same focus. A lot of the stuff that we need is more, it's more mental, it's more emotional, you know, than anything.
That's like, the older you get, that's the more responsible you get, because we see all the time with these gorgeous women going on vacations with the 10-month pregnant man, but he's spending what though?
But still at the same time, I know that those things sour because I don't, for instance, I don't like a woman who doesn't have a sense of humor. Oh, yeah. Like, I just, like, you gotta have a sense of humor. I make jokes all the time. You know what I mean?
That's why you on a famous block list on Twitter.
Right. I'm so blocked. I'm biggity blocked. Yeah. They don't give me no love. You know what I'm saying? But I like a woman who has a sense of humor. Now, can you quantify a sense of humor? No. I mean, I can't tell you your sense of humor needs to be at a 10 or it needs to be at an 8. You know, but certainly I need a woman who has a sense of humor that's compatible with mine, because I joke all the time. Like, but I can't quantify that. I can't tell you that this is how much of a sense of humor you need to have, or this is the kind of sense of humor.
You just don't want a woman where every time you say something as a joke, she want to have a think piece conversation. Can we talk?
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Cause and then I do make, like, some of the jokes that I may make, and I'm being funny a lot of times. Some of them they may come off as sexist, but I'm not being sexist. I'm just being funny. Like, you know what I mean? I'm poking at, you know, stereotypical things, you know, but if a woman can't get that, then I might, you know, draw back or be a little bit reserved. But I need a woman who has a sense of humor, because I joke all day. You know, I may need a woman, I need a woman who has some kind of, like, you know, not that she's well read, but just at least interested in some of the stuff that I'm interested in. But I can't quantify that. You know, I can't say, well, you need to be interested in this amount of math or this amount of finance or this amount.
That's where the value comes in on a person.
It's like I say, it's all value. Most of it is value. What value do you bring? Because the stuff you can kind of quantify, like how much money you make, you know what I mean? Like that kind of stuff, it is kind of trivial in the broad scheme of things. Because if I don't like you, it won't matter anyway. You know, It's like, she makes the money. Yeah, she can cook. Yeah, she has this as her body, and her body type is this, that, and the third. But I don't like her. You know, I just don't like her. You know what I mean? Like, that's the kind of thing that you can't. So when I listen to the question of, be honest, what do you bring to the table? If the only thing that a woman has to bring to the table are things that I can quantify, that I can say she has a big ass, or she makes this amount of money, or she has this business, then she's probably not really a good person. You know, it's probably not going to work, because again, I need things that are of value where you can't quantify. You can't say this is what it is. You know what I mean? I need things that I can hold. I can extract value from. Like, if my wife or girlfriend has a good sense of humor, I'll bring her around my family. You know, because we joke all the time. But I'm not gonna bring a woman around my family because she has a nice body. Like, that just doesn't make any sense. You know what I'm saying? That doesn't. You know, good people or quality people attract quality people. You know, so again, it's like, what do you bring up quality? What do you bring that if everything breaks down, you still have? You know, what do you bring in that sense? And it's you. You are the prize. You know what I'm saying? So, like, a lot of that stuff, like, I almost get offended when women say a man gotta have this amount of money. I get offended. It's just like, well, okay, that's fine, but like, eventually I am just me. So do you like me? You know what I mean?
And that's the issue. Most of the time, women today don't like the person that's calling them. They don't like the person they going out on a date with. They don't like the person that's, you know, in the driver's seat, taking them everywhere they want to go and feeding them. It's more so like, what do you do, or what do you have that I could brag about to somebody else? Because that's going to make me look of value, because I have somebody next to me that I can brag about. And to me, whoever I was with was never on, let me brag about him to my mom. Let me brag about him to my brothers. No, the evidence was going to be Chantal been happy as shit for the past 4 months. Chantal been, getting things done that she need to get done and then some. She hasn't come to me and asked me for anything. She hasn't been stranded anywhere. I thought her tire went out 2 months ago. She didn't call nobody for help. Like, when they see you doing good, that's a reflection of the people you're around. And if the person you're with is like, why you can't call the person you've been hanging out for the past 6 months of, oh, they busy. Or, oh, they don't have a car, or they can't help me out of this hole that I'm in. But don't they live with me?
I think still though, that speaks to physical. I'm still talking about, and that's an extreme circumstance.
Yeah.
They don't have money to help you out. That's an extreme circumstance. You know what I mean?
It is, but it's more so like, that's like a repeated thing. Like, if they see me always in need and I'm spending X amount of time not doing what I need to do, but I'm always with this person, but they're not showing up for when it counts, or when someone that cares about you should show up. That's where it's kind of like, well, who is this person? Like, that's where your family be wanting to dissect.
But yeah, I still think though, again, when we choose and how we choose, a lot of times speaks to our limits, speaks to where we think our limitations are. You know, so when I pick a woman, I have a tendency to pick women, and this is recording, right? Yeah. I gotta be careful. Sometimes I have a tendency to pick women who I feel like are blank slates, who are in transition, because a lot of times I'm in transition, and it makes sense for me to pick a woman who is in transition because it's not a lot of pressure on me. But what that does sometimes is that their transition may take a little longer than mine, or mine may take a little longer than theirs, and they may get frustrated with me. So I need to find a woman who's not necessarily just in transition, but who's also a little patient. And maybe I need to be a little bit patient. Okay. You know what I mean? But like,
wait. When you say transition, what do you mean? Because you need to break it down for some people that don't.
Transition, striving for something. Mm-hmm. Just striving for something, just anything. Like, not necessarily like I'm divorced. Not recently or anything like that. But I had to make sure that I was 100% good before I started dating anybody. You know what I mean? Before I started even being around women in that capacity. You know what I mean? And it took me a minute. It took me a minute to be okay to even be around women in that capacity. But like, I was in transition coming out of that. Now for me, I know that can be a put off because I'm really reserved when I'm dealing with women. And sometimes it comes off as, do you even like me? Like, do you like me, or are you just reserved because that's who you are? And I have to let them know, like, yes, you know what I mean? But I'm being patient deliberately, you know what I mean? So I choose women who are in transition because for one, I think it's fair. You know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't want to say I need a woman who makes this and I'm making this. You know what I mean? That doesn't make any sense. And in your life, you don't want to pick women or pick people who are not in the same space that you are, trying to do the same things that you're trying to do. Because again, if I'm trying to get in shape, you know what I mean? I would love to hang around people who are in shape, but I'm probably gonna be holding them back.
And that's another thing. Like, people who are about being healthy, being in shape, and then you're with someone that's like eating out every day, smoking cigarettes, and you're just like, I love this person. And to me, it's kind of like, how?
Right.
You should be that person that you love's challenge to be better.
Yeah, you should. But two, a lot of times for me, I'm so hard body with the working out and eating right that a lot of women just get on board. Like, they just be like, okay, no, I'm just gonna start eating right because he's not gonna stop. He's not gonna stop. He's just gonna eat right. You know what I'm saying? Like, the last young lady I dated, like, we broke it up like maybe like 6 months ago or something like that. Yeah. But like, she just she was maybe like 201, you know what I mean? At 5'8", but she was like 201. And she just lost the weight. She was just like, bump it. Like, he's not going to stop working out. He's not going to stop running every day. He's not going to stop going to the gym. So I probably should get on board. And she eventually just lost 40 pounds. Now she's down to 160, you know? See? And now we're not together anymore, but she got it. Like, I'm not going to stop. So if you're going to be with me, you're probably going to want to be running with me, because another woman will easily start running with me
and spending more time with you where you not. Yeah,
exactly. And you'll get cut out. You know what I'm saying? You get cut out. You know what I mean? And along with other stuff like the financial piece, like, you know, I just recently got out of debt. So like, I had to let her know, like, look, some stuff I'm just not going to be doing because I'm going to be trying to get out of debt. So I'm going to go hard body at this, you know, but it's not about being at a place. For me, it's about striving for something. Because again, I don't care if you don't have a degree. I don't care if you don't make, you know, 100,000 or whatever. I don't care what you do physically, long as you're trying to be better in whatever aspect that you're trying to be. Because again, there's value in that. And I can't say that this is worth, you know, 2 years, or this is worth 4 years or 5 years of a relationship. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what it's worth, but I know that it's valuable because it feels good when I'm around somebody who's striving to be something. You know, I just think, again, like with the video, the thing I didn't like was the things that she kept saying about, you know, women bringing something to the table was about a Benz. It was about having $100,000 a year. It was about, you know what I mean? It was a lot of those things. And again, I don't think that either party should be looking for that. Because again, when we get old, decrepit, and we can't walk no more, it's just us. You know, do you like this person? You know, I don't like, as a dude, I don't have people around me I don't like. I just don't. I really don't. I don't do, not even women. I mean, and women are nice to look at and everything, you know what I'm saying? You know, especially Black women. But I don't have women around me that I don't like. If I don't like you, if you look good and you're, you know, physically attractive, that's one thing, you know what I mean? You know, you might be around, but if I can't tell a joke to you, if we don't like the same music or something, then, and I don't really like you, then I'm not around you. You know what I'm saying? I'm not around you. And that's the thing that's value, that you know, that it goes beyond anything. You can't quantify. You can quantify $100,000 a year. You can say that that's what that's worth. But again, the value of a person just making you smile, you can't put a price tag on that. You know what I mean? And that's the thing that people should be looking for. You know what I mean? And you can look for it in all relationships. Again, like the relationships that, like, clearly I love my brother, for example. Like, you know what I mean? We laugh all the time, and you can see the chemistry, you know what I'm saying, when we're, you know what I'm saying, talking back and forth. Like, that kind of energy, I can get that with a woman and be with her. You know what I'm saying? I can get that kind of chemistry with a woman and be with her. Like, that's possible. You know what I'm saying? Those are the things that we should be kind of looking for, as opposed to the other. And just, again, some women are so trained to be a physical attraction or be physically attractive that they don't have the character that it takes to actually be with somebody else. That's what you need to bring to the table. The character, the personality, the values, the virtues, the things, those things. Those are the
willingness to learn out of that, because that is a habit after a while.
It's and two, like, not only is it habit, you get that as a habit. I always try to tell women this: we figure y'all out by the time we're like 32, 30, 33. We've pretty much figured women out, and a lot of numbers with regards to how many of y'all are available comparatively, how many of us are available. The numbers kind of work in our favor, and we figure it out. Like, we kind of figure out that there's more available women than it is available men, and eventually we start saying, so I don't really have to be this for this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's why you see a lot of guys who just be like, well, I ain't doing that. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing this. I'm not doing, like, it becomes a thing where it just flips. You know what I mean? Whereas dudes was driving, 2 hours to come and see you. Not no more. You know what I'm saying? Not anymore.
4 or 5.
5 hours. 5 hours to come see you. You know what I'm saying? 5 hours to come see you. But again, it's it's petty. But just think about what you put dudes through in your 20s. You were. I know you were mean in your 20s.
I wasn't mean. I was the same.
In your 20s.
I was the same.
You mean now, then? You mean now? How old are you? You like 30
now to some people.
You 32?
33.
33, you just getting out of it. You just getting out of it.
Yeah.
Eventually, like, you'll flip. You'll flip.
I don't feel like it's mean. I feel like it's just a directness. But I also found the video very like contradicting because to me, whoever I'm with, I don't necessarily need you on the same level, but I need you to be able to teach me how to get to the next level. So sometimes you might be with someone that may challenge you to be better. Maybe.
I mean, you want to, as a woman, as a woman in this fair, you want a leader.
Yeah. So
you want a leader. You want a lion.
Yeah, and it's hard to be with somebody who you come in at a certain level and they might be somewhere in life lower than you, but if they're open to learning and getting higher with you and growing, then we could do it. But sometimes women get caught up in, he's funny, I have a good time with him, but he doesn't want to do anything.
But again, somebody who makes you feel good is certainly more valuable than the person that does not.
Of course.
Because the ROI on life, the return on investment in life is happiness. So if somebody makes you happy, I say hold on to it, because there's not a lot of that out there. Not a lot of happiness. I get happiness from, I got a couple friends, I got family, I got my kids, and then it's just like, and I do a few things that I love doing, and then after that, it's not much, So I try to just, as much as possible, I try to hold on to those things because I know they're valued. So if a person is funny and they're a good time or whatever, look, maybe you don't marry him, but I don't say get rid of them, and again, in marriage, marriage or marriage as it stands, it's not really I don't know if people are still doing that. People still doing that? People still get married?
You actually the wrong person because
I don't see that too many people are getting married, because everybody my age is getting divorced. They're going the other way.
I don't know a lot of people that are married that are happy, and I don't know a lot of people who are married to like their best friend.
See, that doesn't but you know why that doesn't happen? Because ridiculous physical expectations supersede the part where you're supposed to get to know this person. Mm-hmm. Again, it's about the return on investment in anything. It's happiness. Your job, you know what I'm saying? The relationships that you have, the hobby that you have, your everything. The clothes you wear. Are you happy in those clothes? You know what I mean? Like, not these make other people look at me. Everything is about return on investment is happiness. That's why a lot of marriages end, because we're stupid. We're looking at what's your 5-year plan. We're stupid. Like, what's your 5-year plan? We're listening to all these experts, so-called experts in relationships. Like they don't have, and then all of them are just speaking women's languages, so they're just giving women information that they already feel like they know. It's just a bunch of crap, man. And if you just break it down and make it as simple as possible. The return on investment in life is happiness. So does this person make me happy? Now you don't need to be embarrassed to be with them. Like, it can't be, some bum on the street and you're like embarrassed. You know what I'm saying? You're embarrassed to be with them or embarrassed to show anybody that you're with them. Yeah. But that's an extreme. I'm talking about just somebody who you're around, who makes you happy, makes you laugh, makes you smile, and you enjoy being around them and enjoy their company. That's a lot. That's a lot, because it's women who I be around sometimes, and I don't even enjoy their company, And you can just and it's just like, I clearly don't, like, I really don't enjoy her company. She's too this or too that, and that's not a problem. Maybe some guy will enjoy her this and that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying she's wrong. She's just wrong for me.
Exactly, and that's not rude to say. Like, I think all my past relationships, they deserve the right person for them, and that's what's going to work, and I'm gonna be happy about it because I know I exhaust the solutions where it could possibly work.
Well, I don't want my exes to be happy. Let's not let's not do that. let's be happy. Like, come on, at least not before I'm happy.
Yeah, you just don't want to find yourself in a relationship where you're dreading their name popping up on your phone, or you're taking extra shifts at work because you don't want to go home because they're awake, or you're sitting in your driveway for a whole hour before you walk in the house. Like, I don't want that. Like, I want to be like eager to see you.
Yeah, I mean that's a big deal. That's a big deal to be eager to see your partner. But again, that starts from value, virtue, you know what I mean, characteristics and things that you love, that you value, that you feel like are good for you. You know what I mean? It's not, like I say, again, it's not about a lot. Like, again, I'm not saying somebody who lives at a homeless shelter, because that's an extreme. But if somebody has an apartment as opposed to a house, or somebody works a job and they're making 30,000 as opposed to 70 or 80 or whatever you make, like, it's just stuff. At the end of the day, it's just stuff. The things that are not visible, that you can't put in your hand, that you can't spin, that you can't put on, those are the things that matter the most. Because again, when we strip down and the lights is off and we naked, do I like you?
Do your titties hang low? Do they wobble to the floor? Like, do I like it? Really? Do I really like it?
Do I like you? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That's all. Do I like you? Love you, like you, whatever you equate to emotion and affection. Do I want to be around you? You know what I'm saying? So that's the thing that you got. And then once you do it that way, it really helps you to be polite, kind to a person, and say, maybe not this with us, you know, because I don't think that you make me as happy as I feel like I need to be. It's not how much money you make. It's not how tall you are. It's not that your booty's not big enough. Whatever. It's just this is not working for me. I tell a joke. I think something's funny. You don't think it's funny. I like this thing. You don't like it. It's a lot of butting heads in spaces we don't really.
Where it should be meshing. We
should be meshing, and we're not meshing, and we don't need to force it. You know what I mean? Because you can just go find a guy who thinks that corny shit that you think is funny, and go over there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Shoot, and don't get happy before me, because I will hate.
I think it's smart though that you like women within their transition, because that's when you really see people. When people are really trying to figure it out and don't know and are willing to risk, and you see their attitudes, you see their mannerisms. Are they kind during this transition? Are they a bitch? And then when shit get really good, they want to be nice. Like, that's a good time.
I've only dated women with baby daddies, right? I myself am a baby daddy.
That's the only criteria. Like, you have to have a child already.
Right. I myself am a baby daddy, right? Yeah. So I try to treat the mother of my kids with as much respect as possible. Not only because it's the kind of person that I am, but my kids are watching. Right. I want them to understand that it's protect your mom, respect your mom. It's not a negotiable thing, right? Yeah. So I treat her with respect. I don't get loud with her. I don't curse at her. None of that stuff. You know what I mean? I barely even argue. Like little stuff, but nothing big. I mean, I don't argue with it. I don't want to. We can figure it out, right? I like for women to understand that that's kind of how you have to be with the father of your kid. You know what I mean? And I always encourage them, have a good relationship with them, because it benefits you, because now you have two of you, you know what I'm saying, as opposed to just one and one. You know, now it's two of you. Now it's a team that can work together and help you, you know what I'm saying, with these kids, and make sure that you and him are a team working on these kids. And two, it's just good to have as many allies as possible, you know? Yeah. And some women say, fuck that nigga. And some say, I gotta get better. Now, there are some that some that say, fuck that nigga, it's a red flag for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta tell me this nigga stabbed you or something. Because if he just didn't work out, and it was just normal, or if he cheated or something like that, that's not enough. You got to tell me he stabbed you.
Well, for me, one of them, we were like best friends, and you know, it dissolved for, you know, his reasons. But now it's like, how do I allow this relationship to be cordial? And we're doing cordial now. which is working for both of us. And then the other one is kind of like, you just immature, which you deserve to be immature because you're in your 20s. But
you got a young boy?
Oh yes, the young meat has energy.
Energy?
Yes.
40-year-old got energy?
The young meat has energy.
40-year-olds have I'm just speaking to the older guys.
Well, see, that 40-year-old was not on the menu and did not, love the health like you do. So at that time, he was the victim. So
he was the victim.
Yeah, we're getting better. We're getting better. I would like. Hope y'all enjoying the show so far. I got merch though. You can hit me on Twitter, She Gets It Pod. You can hit me on IG, #She Gets It. You definitely will find me. Just giving y'all something that y'all can use, something that y'all can engage with. And if you're interested in merch, I got merch on Teespring. I will go ahead and put the link in the bio. Don't be a stranger. Anything you support is coming right back to this podcast because I'm trying to get to y'all with better equipment, better things to come, period. So if you're looking to go ahead and engage with your girl, check me out on Patreon, She Gets It. I'm trying to get that together. You got Teespring, and you can also hit me up on Twitter or IG, or you can email me. I'll go ahead and put the email in there too. Any questions, anything you got going on. I'm always looking for intriguing guests to have on. I'll go ahead and ask different people, if you want to get in on this collab topic. Also, if there are any other podcasters out there that want to collab, hit me up. I'm always, for a good collab, and I'm always for a good promotion. Like, there are no rules to this podcast shit. If you want to go ahead and grow your podcast and you just need more listeners out there, listen, ain't no shame over here. You not knocking nothing off of me. Go ahead and send me a quick, 1 minute or more explanation about your show, and I'll go ahead and put it in the segment, because we don't need outside companies, making us talk about product that we don't actually use. If you use it, cool, but we could go ahead and promote each other, okay? It doesn't have to be, you on top because you're better than, or I'm not going to talk about this podcast because I just don't want to. No, we are for each other. We are about growing each other, and it's going to take a team. It's going to take a team of us. But back to this show. Relationship to be cordial, and we're doing cordial now, which is working for both of us. And then the other one is kind of like, you just immature, which you deserve to be immature because you're in your 20s. But
you got a young boy?
Oh yes, the young meat has energy.
Energy?
Yes.
40-year-old got energy?
The young meat has energy.
40-year-olds have I'm just speaking to the older guys.
Well, see, that 40-year-old was not on the menu and did not, love the health like you do. So at that time, he was the victim. So
he was the victim.
Yeah, we're getting better. We're getting better. I would like it to be better, but I do respect both of them as fathers to my kids, because I want my girls to have the best relationship with their fathers, even if they fall short or they may make a mistake. They need to see them for who they are. And that's super important to me. So that comes with maturity. So of course you would want someone that is equally respectable to their child's father or or whatever it is, because you don't want to have these, why did you tell her thank you like that? Or why did you call her for this? Like, you don't have to do that. Like, that's that catty mess. That's that pettiness. Like, it doesn't even have to be that. You're just a considerate person. Like, I don't hate her. She ain't like,
I don't hate her. And it's another aspect that I think women don't understand. If I'm dating you and you got beef with your baby daddy, then I got beef with your baby daddy. And we'll fight. And we'll have to fight for nothing. Like, I don't want beef with your baby dad. Like, I'm sure he doesn't want beef with me. But if he don't like you and I'm with you, now it's my problem. Yeah. I don't want that problem because it's unnecessary. You know what I mean? It's just unnecessary at this point. Like, I don't want to fight no 40-year-old dude. I don't like, I'm in shape, but like, I don't want to fight. Yeah. I think I really want to fight somebody. So it's just, it's the aspect of respect my responsibility to protect you. You got to respect that. You know what I'm saying? And has as least as possible like arguments with men. You know what I mean? Because it's just unnecessary at this point. You know what I mean? Especially with a person who has to be in your life because you got kids with them. Let's make that amicable. You know, let's make that good. You know what I'm saying? So that I don't have to get punched in the face, or he doesn't have to get punched in the face. You know what I'm saying? Like, nobody has to get punched in the face. That's another aspect of it that I think women just don't get. They just like, I don't like him. It's like, no. You don't like him. But if you don't like him, then he don't like me.
Yeah. Or even like on top of that is being a man that has a child with a woman and would love for her to be with a person that you can respect, because for some reason or another, they're probably gonna be around your kid.
Yeah.
And it works for women also. Like, I want to know that when I send my daughter to her dad's house and he has his girlfriend there, that she's treating her nicely. She does her hair. She, you know, buys her clothes. She gives her a bath. So I don't think she's a horrible person because I'm not key friends with her, but it's a respect there. And with her dad, I know in that house she's safe. A lot of women be like, make sure that bitch ain't this. Like, why is she a bitch? Is she a bitch because she with me?
Yeah, no,
so, you know.
Yeah, of course.
Maturity.
Anytime, I always gotta be careful, you know, with the stuff that I say because stuff is recorded. She finds everything. I heard what you said on the thing. Right. But it's, for me, I make sure that there's so many degrees of separation from whoever I may be dating and my ex-wife, to where it's just not an issue. Yeah. You know, like I just don't want those problems. I don't, you know what I mean? She doesn't know me dating. You know what I mean? She doesn't know me. I mean, we were together for almost 15 years. Yeah. She doesn't know me dating. You know, she only knows me with her. She doesn't see me talking to other women. She just doesn't know me as that guy. So it's kind of like, I don't know what that means for her. I don't know if that would hurt her. I don't know if that would make her happy or whatever. I don't know what that would make her. But I
hope just, over this time that it shouldn't make her feel any like.
I mean, but who has the like? What's the time schedule? Like, what is the time?
It is different for everybody, but you just have to know that you're mentally, emotionally done with that, and this is what you're on.
Yeah, but then it's just like, for me, I like to give her that respect because I don't know. You know, I mean, I do, but I don't. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I figure it should be cool, but then I don't know, man. I don't. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna be driving up, you know, picking up the kids with a whole girlfriend in the car. Like, I mean, I just, you know, it's just, I would rather not until I feel like this is gonna be some forever stuff, and then you're gonna have to eventually meet her. So boom, here you go. You know what I mean? But like, just randomly doing it just to stunt, nah, I'm straight. You know what I'm saying?
That's where that maturity come in, because you will find women date a man that has kids and be like, where they mama at? Why you always hiding their mom? Why I can't see her? Why would you want to see her? Like, let us do this. You ain't got to worry about what's going on with the kids. Dudes
don't want to meet the daddy. Like, I never wanted to meet the kids. the baby mama's the father. I don't want to meet him. Like, let's not do that. You know what I'm saying? Let's not do that. And they never want to meet me either. You know what I'm saying? They know I exist, you know what I mean? But they never want to meet me either. And not because they like, bump him. It's just that I don't pose any problem. Mm-hmm. I'm like, hey man, it's all good. And I promote them having a relationship too. It's just like, hey, y'all need a relationship because it's better for the kids. Mm-hmm. The better your relationship is, the better for the kids. Everybody can be happy. You know what I'm saying? But I like I said, I don't play around with baby daddies because I know how dudes are about they woman. Once you mine, always mine. That's how they feel. And I don't want to fight. I just don't want to fight.
In what way could we make the question, what do they or what do you bring to the table, more positive when it first comes to mind instead of this negativity that comes with it?
I think the question is outdated.
Okay.
So it's not that the question needs to be asked better. I don't think it needs to be asked. I think that we've made marriage transactional. We made relationships transactional to the point where it's like relationships in like marriage just in our lifetime and me, your lifetime, and maybe further back, but just in our lifetime has just become to be about love. And I think that because it's now becoming about love, that we're working out the kinks. So you see a lot of people getting divorced, but I think that a lot of times we're trying to figure out what love is. So like my divorce happened, you know what I mean? Not because I don't love my ex-wife, but it's more so because the kind of love that we needed to have didn't work out, to make the marriage work out. I think the question of what do you bring to the table, it's more observational than it is like a literal thing. Like you got to observe a person, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. How does this person treat people? How are they, you know what I'm saying? And, when they're met with adversity, those are things that you can bring to the table that have nothing to do with your salary, or what kind of car you drive. Like, I think that we've made a lot of this stuff transactional. When you talk about marriage in the 50s or our parents or even our grandparents especially, it was transactional. It was, he has a job at the plant. Yeah. You and him are y'all went to the same school and he's friends with the family. So you gonna date him and then you gonna marry him because he has a good job and he's a good man. That's it. The requirements or the requirements weren't that high. You know what I mean? It was, he has a good job. He has a this, that, and the third. You know what I mean? That's, 40, 50, 60, 70 years ago. You know what I'm saying? When they were doing that. We don't do that now. So when you ask what a person brings to the table, the question is outdated. So we don't need to necessarily ask the question better. We need to not ask it at all. It doesn't need to be a question. Most of the things that you're gonna know that a person brings to the table are things you're gonna observe from them without them actually telling you what it is that they are. I don't like when women tell me, I'm the kind of person that it's like, you can't tell me no more than I can observe.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So the question just needs to not be asked anymore because it's just, again, it's an outdated question.
Okay. And the question does prompt you to fall into the discussion of gender roles, which women hate today. So if you want to avoid a man telling you a woman is supposed to, or you should be doing this and I'm gonna do this, then let's not talk about what you bring to the table.
Yeah, and that's the thing too. Like, I love how women say old school all the way up to it's time for them. Mm-hmm. Like all the way up until it's time for you to do your part. It's like you want the baby, you don't want the labor, you just want the baby. You know what I'm saying? You don't want the part where you gotta do something. You just want the end result, and that's just it's corny. It's like you want an old school man. Well, this is what old school men used to do.
Right.
They used to beat their women. You know that beating your woman was like in the 70s or whatever. Beating your woman was like, it was normal. Mm-hmm. It was normal. It was so normal to where if you called the cops on your husband and he was beating you, they would tell the guy to just leave. And then that's it. If they told him anything. You know what I'm saying? It was just normal. It was normal to say, my wife got out of line, boom, that's what I did. That was normal. But then you want an old school man. You can't just say, I get to pick and choose. No, some of that stuff, because aggression for men, and I, you know, you're a woman, so I tell you this, aggression for men is not a dimmer switch. It's on and off. You know, it's an on and off. It's not a dimmer switch. You don't say, I want to be this aggressive. No. It's on and off. So we go to the level of aggression that we are. You know, it's a lot of, like I said, a lot of that old school stuff is just outdated. You know, it's outdated. And there are a lot of laws that dictate that we not be old school men. You know, and a lot of laws, a lot of, you know what I'm saying, a lot of new ideology, you know what I'm saying, a lot of like a lot of things that women are asking for nowadays that really dictate that we not be like our fathers and our grandfathers. You know, there's certain things that we can take from them, but a lot of that stuff we gotta kind of leave alone. I mean, most of it, really, we gotta unlearn the crap, you know what I mean? But a lot of women say these new age men, and I'm just like, you don't understand, you got it real good. You got it great, you know what I'm saying? Because your mama had hell, and your grandmother had it worse than that, and so on and so forth. You know what I mean? So just like I say, the question of what do you bring to the table, a little outdated. And as far as gender roles go, if a woman wants to have a man be a old school man, quote unquote, then what she needs to understand is what that means. Because it don't mean what you mean. You know what I'm saying? You just need to define what it is that you want and stop daydreaming about what a man is. You know what I mean? Again, meet somebody. You know what I mean? Stop looking at TV. You know, TV ain't gonna tell you nothing. Instagram ain't gonna tell you. Relationship goals don't mean jack crap. You know, it doesn't mean anything. You know what I'm saying? All it means is somebody look good in front of a camera. That's it. You know what I'm saying? You know, we'll never know what Jay-Z and Beyonce really go through. I mean, whatever. Like, you know, I hope they're happy, but I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I hope they are, though. You know what I'm saying? It would make for a better story if they were happy, but we don't know. Make your relationship the best that it can be. You know what I'm saying? And if that takes like in my marriage, I washed clothes and I swept and mopped and cleaned up the kids' rooms and ironed everybody's clothes. But I didn't feel no way about it. It's just what I did in the house. You know, I didn't feel no way about it. You know what I mean? I was outside with the kids. I roughhouse with them, taught them how to shoot a jump shot, how to throw a punch. You know what I'm saying? How to ride their bikes, how to tie their shoes. But I didn't care. I just did it. As well, I worked 70 hours a week, you know?
And like, these new ones, they're not doing that. Most of them don't even have a broom.
But that's the thing. It's just like, well then, if they don't have a broom, or if they don't have, then you have to work with that man. Because if you like that man and he just don't sweep a mop, then that's just maybe that's just a thing he never learned how to do. Maybe he has the capacity to actually do it, but maybe he just never known to do it because somebody did it for him. Again, it's stuff that I just never did. I had a capacity to do it, but I just never, I never really cooked. But I gotta cook. So now I do figure out little things that I can cook. You know, it's just that I never had to cook because my mama was there. And then after that, I was in a whole relationship. You know what I'm saying? So it was just like, whatever. So for me, it's just, you can't have preconceived notions. Now, do have boundaries. Boundaries are important. But to have this list, that's just corny, man. It's corny at this point. It's outdated. It's outdated. You know what I'm saying?
I think the best thing everybody can do is just be a fucking resource. Like, if your person doesn't know, at least be the one to teach them or find the answer. And to me, that's what I always want. Is like, if I'm coming in low, you on a high, and you gonna, you know, balance me out. Vice versa. If I can't do that for you, then we need to talk about what will help you get out of whatever you're in that I can do. I don't never want to just show up at the table and be like, let's eat.
But let's see, right? No napkins. You didn't bring plastic. You didn't bring a spork.
Where the foil at? At least a foil.
Some oil or something. You know what I'm saying? It's just it's very hard to live in these new times and have these old school values that are really, like I say, they're outdated. You know what I'm saying? Some of it is just outdated. You know what I mean? And if you're bringing something to your version of bringing something to the table has to be things that are not things that I can't put in my hand. It can't just be things that you that you can quantify. It has to be things that you can't put in your hand, and things that are beyond when you're stripped naked. You're just this. You know, when I'm just me, I'm gonna be kind. You know, at the end of the day, I'm gonna be kind. I'm gonna be considerate. And when you're in a relationship and you saying be a resource, when you love somebody, you are in the service business. That's it. Like, I love my kids. I'm in the service business. You know what I'm saying? So the things that I do for them is about service to them. It has nothing to do with me. You know, I took my son to his first homecoming today. I just told you that. And, you know, his mom wanted me to, you know, take pictures and be all in his face or whatever. And I'm just like, look, the point of it all is that he enjoys himself. Right. Now, I could do that, and that can make him feel a little anxious. You know what I mean? I don't want to make him feel too anxious. I do really want that he enjoys himself. Mm-hmm. So if me saying, hey, look, I'm gonna take a couple pictures and then I'm gonna let you go ahead.
And that's a mama thing. That's not a bad thing.
I get it. But for me, I know that my son having a great time is more important than any of that. And when he said, I actually had a really good time, that was it for me. Mm-hmm. When he got in the car and he said, I actually had a really good time, I was great. Mm-hmm. It's about service to the people that you love. When you love somebody, it's service time. You are in the business of service. That's it. You know, and if you think about it that way, now look, this is not give until you empty, you know, but this is give to the people that you love. That's it. You love
and it's not tally marks, and it's not, well, you did this and I did this, red light, green light. It's not that. You just gotta be at a point where you're not even trying to keep track. You're just trying to do.
Yeah, I could never be like, it's noble. You know what I'm saying? It's a nobility about it. You know what I mean? I can never tally with, you know what I'm saying, like with my ex-wife. Mm-hmm. Like, I never would tally with her. Like, I'm not gonna tell you, you know what I'm saying, well, I did this, so you should do like, nah, like let's not do that. You know what I mean? Yeah. Plus, the way I set it up, she's not supposed to do more than me. You know? Like, you're not supposed to do more than me anyway. It's like trying to tally up things with my son. It's just like, well, you're not supposed to do more for me than I do for you. Yeah. So I'm not gonna even tally it up. Like, I'm just gonna do for you as I see fit, and then move on. You know what I mean? And if you never give me anything in return, as long as you're happy, that's enough for me. You know what I mean? Because you're in the business of service. You're in the service business. You know
even in relationships, if you know, you're a marriage version, being good to people, period, and that relationship ending, at least they know what it's like to have somebody that's good to them. So that could be like their meter. Like, I know I did that, and I could leave and not feel like, damn, I was fucked up to this person. I wonder if their new person is treating them like shit. You know what I'm saying? To me, I feel like that's what I walk away from relationships with, where I'm just like, I was genuine, I was truthful, and I laid shit on the table for you. So now let that be your standard, and I want you to do better than that, because I want better than what we was dealing with. Like, you have to step up. You can't be doing donuts in the parking lot of relationships and people and thinking your life's about to get great.
No. That's a great metaphor. That's a great analogy. The donut. That's a great analogy. You went to the
wasting gas. You wasting gas.
Nah. But I like I said, I really wish that people would just get over that question, get over gender roles. There's a lot of things that are progressing, man, especially with women. Like, gender role, anything that's old, like, doesn't benefit women. It doesn't benefit black people. It's against
everything we can do now. Like, my grandmother didn't have to say.
Right. It doesn't benefit, like, old school stuff. Like, women didn't have a say. You know what I mean? Like, even with black people too. Like, it's just like, no, we don't want to back in the day. No. You know what I'm saying? Anything back in the day is not good for us. The further we go back, the more fucked up it is. Let's not go back. You know what
it was never great.
Right. And if you're a black woman, you should never want to go back. You should always want to progress forward. You know what I'm saying? You know, that means you're going to have to give up some benefits of back in the day, but it gets greater because you get to then make more decisions, you know what I mean, about what happiness is for you. So it's just like, you don't want that old school stuff. Like, chill out.
I think, like, for me, what I want is, yes, an older man, but more so on the retired hoe level. Like, are you tired yet? Yes or no? If you're tired, then we can rock. If you still got some more,
is your dick tired?
Listen. Are you still trying to put miles on this thing, or are you trying to slow down?
But that's the thing. Like, you don't want a dude who's quit, because then if you get a dude that's quit, then you gonna get lazy. I promise you. You get a dude. Look, this is just some jewels. Every now and again, I give women jewels because I do appreciate it, especially Black women. I appreciate Black women, and I just want them to know this information. This is what keeps you in check, even though you don't know it. If your man has the ability, the implied ability to get women, that keeps you in check. Because you don't like nothing that no other woman likes.
Right.
So if your man has given up to where, that's not even a priority for him, and I'm not saying
to give up.
But you do though. That's a part of our innate visceral hunt. That's just who we are. If a lion stops hunting antelope, then he dies. Okay, you know what I'm saying? Pussy is our antelope. You know what I'm saying? That's our thing. We can't just give it up because it just, now look, I don't suggest cheat. So we work out.
No, you can tell me, like, that's another thing. I would like a man to be sexually honest with me about what you need. Do you see a woman with a fat ass? Can we both have a seat? Can we look together? Do you want to talk to her? Can we both talk to her? Like, don't feel like you need to do something behind my back to fulfill yourself, because you don't know. We might be both on the same shit, but you're not even giving me the chance.
I'm trying to find myself in a space where that kind of honesty exists. You know what I mean? And not to say that I even want to do it, but it's just, I want to be honest on that level. I look, again, I'm a kind guy. I'm very, I'm polite. I don't, I don't deal in hurting people's feelings or anything like that. But I just want to be on that level of honesty where it's just like, look, I met you on Tuesday, and then I met this other girl next week Tuesday, and look, let's not say that this can't happen. Let's just figure it out. You know what I'm saying? Let's figure it out, and let's everybody just talk and just chill. I would love to be on that level of honesty.
Yes.
But it doesn't feel like that's for, women and Black women.
It is. You just have to find, again, a woman that's ready to be honest about, girl, you really don't give a fuck about this. Stop acting like you do. You don't. But they act as that's the thing too. It's just like, the problem. Like, when are you done acting? Because your Oscar is not coming.
Right. I know that women are possessive though, the older they get. Like, they just possessive the older they get. Because I think too, like, I speak to the number. Like, I don't know if you saw the video where we were talking about the hugging and all of that stuff. The last video. So I broke down some numbers. It's like men are 16 times more likely to go to prison.
Oh, okay.
There are more gay men than there are gay women.
And Akeem are like neck and neck on the same thing.
Right. I mean, some stuff. He's wild. By the way, he's wild. I can't with him. He's wild. Sometimes I like the stuff, and then sometimes I'm like, man, that's too far.
Speak your mind.
But it's we dominate the top 25 most dangerous jobs. We die quicker. We have more pre-existing, conditions. I think that when women get to the point where they're 40 and they don't necessarily even know those numbers, they just feel those numbers. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I feel like there aren't as many available men as there are women. You know what I'm saying? That they feel that, they start being possessive. It's just like, no, this man is mine. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not sharing them with nobody. And I get it.
My thing is like, don't let me have to come find you. Like your kids, you send them outside back in the day. Don't let me have to come find you. Like,
right.
You know what I need. You know what time it needs to get done. You know what needs to go on here. Don't let me have to come find you, and don't make yourself feel like you have to lie to me about what it is. Because a lot of times when Black women ask a man something, they already know.
Yeah, I don't think y'all have as much insight as y'all think y'all do. I think a lot of times y'all think y'all know stuff that maybe you don't already know. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think
even our questioning.
I don't believe
the answers we need.
Yeah, I don't believe in women's intuition.
What?
I just think y'all get tricked too often for that to be a real thing.
I would have so much fun with you.
I just think y'all. I just don't think
I'm
y'all
always
have
99.9 accurate with my shit.
But then that speaks to, and I'm not trying to be mean, but that has to speak to the level of dude, right? Because to me, you don't figure dudes out that way. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't just again, like, I felt something. Nah, it's usually because he said it.
It's not even figuring out a dude out for me. It's just more talking less and listening to when they get too comfortable.
Yeah.
Nobody should ever get too comfortable. If you're getting comfortable, then you need to try something new. Yeah. And I'm not saying try a new person. I'm saying, like,
in your relationship,
yeah, put something else in this that can make this better. And some people just get, stagnant with it, and they get sloppy. So
it gets sloppy. Yeah. I mean, but like I said, I think if a dude puts his mind to it, just like if a woman does, if a dude put his mind to it, he can get away with anything.
Oh, for sure.
I just think that some dudes want to get caught.
Oh, yeah,
they want out, like they want to get caught. They want to get caught because they want out.
Or they want to get caught because sometimes that drama is spiced on the meat. Right.
Oh, yeah. Or that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? A little more sizzle. It's a little more sizzle.
The issue is when men keep getting caught and he like, nigga, I tried everything. She won't leave.
She won't leave. She love me, man. Right. Why don't she love me so much?
Because she knows she getting the best of you, tormenting you by staying.
Yeah, that's the thing too. That's another jewel that I'll draw for you. And this is me telling you about you in a way that we know about you. We know that cheating is not a deal breaker, right? The deal breaker is when we're down to our very lowest denominator, where we're broken down to where we can't get another woman. Then you'll leave us. You know what I'm saying? You'll leave us when we're desperate. You'll leave us then. But if you leave a man, you will never leave a man because he cheated, because he's already proven his value out here that he can actually get another woman. And what do you don't want to see him with another woman. I mean, your emotions, the logic of it is that you should probably leave him, right? But your emotions won't catch up to that logic early enough for you to actually do it.
Never ended a relationship because a man cheated, though, so I don't know.
But see, so then that's just speaking to what I'm saying. You won't leave him because he cheated. Now, leaving him because he's physically abusive, maybe. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's kind of stuff. But I'm saying just cheating, that's not a deal breaker.
My thing would probably, I'll leave him alone after he cheated because he thought he had the space to cheat and not say it up front. And I probably was okay with the shit. But the fact that you felt like you need to hide something from me, I'm more disgusted by the fact that you feel like you need to lie to me. So maybe that would be for me. Because to me, when you lie, it's like you'll save your ass with anything and anybody, and I can't do it.
I mean, but lying about cheating is not the worst thing in the world. I mean, like, it's lying about cheating.
When I'm with you, it is.
It's not even because hold on. It's not even cheating if he ain't lying. It's just having sex with another woman, unless he's lying about it.
That's what I'm saying.
So then he has to lie in order for it to be cheating.
But that's like, I'm talking about the lie. I'm not talking about if
the actual putting his.
I'm not talking about that. Like, you a man, like, women know who they with. I talked about this the other day with Jesus. Like, women know that they with someone who's an opportunist. Like, let me see what it do. Let me try her. What kind of flavor is that? Like, you got that man sitting and driving you places. You know, but some
driving,
women like to act like they don't know. Yeah, they like to act like they don't know. Oh no, you're supposed to be this. He's not supposed to be anything but himself.
Certainly, I agree. I agree, and like I said, that's why I don't necessarily subscribe to the idea of legal marriage. You know what I'm saying? I think it's too restrictive. You know, like it's just too restrictive.
Well, you know, this government, with anything, they want to see where they can make the most money out of the situation.
Yeah, I mean, it is a moneymaker because there's a lot of things associated with marriage that are big things, like houses, for example. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, real estate is a big deal if you marry. Like, you know, hey, you guys should get a house together. You know what I'm saying? But then you got the whole legal system that, you know what I mean, just gets money poured into it because people are getting divorced and lawyers are getting, divorce lawyers are bajillionaires. Wow. Yeah, they get money. So it's like, it's a whole system that I'm like, I'd rather not plug into that system anymore. You know what I'm saying? I think my next relationship is just going to be a partnership. You know, my next serious joint is just going to be a partnership. We're just going to understand each other and we're just going to be life partners. You know, that's just what we're going to do.
To me, like, what are you gaining? Because what are you gaining by like being married? When after you say I'm married, like you should be already, if that's the person that you want to be around, you should be already like in the mindset of and the act of doing the things that will happen in the marriage or having an idea of. You can still have this person on the document say, you know, if I go in the hospital and I can't speak for myself, I want this person to do X, Y, and
Z. There's actually nothing you can do married that you can't do unmarried. It's literally nothing. Like if there's legal documentation that you can fill out to make this person be whatever you need them to be. So there's no legal thing that you can't do unmarried that you can do married. So it's really just a formality. You know, some people say it's religious. I have no problem with that. That's the way you know what I'm saying, you do in your religion. That's fine. Yeah, some people say it's just that's just the way they do relationships. I have no problem with that. But from a physical, like actual standpoint, there is nothing you can do married that you can't do unmarried and vice versa. It's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? Most time though, marriage and it's just more Jules. Marriage, it's just there's no benefit for guys. It's just no benefit. Not one bit. I mean, I can't even think of a benefit for guys. It's just no benefits. You know what I'm saying? The only benefit is with a woman. You get the ring, you get the wedding, and if it doesn't work out, you get half. I don't know how that benefits a man. I mean, I would hope that it doesn't end in divorce, but I mean, you know, the numbers I think are like 51%.
I mean, so, you know, you might want to ask Britney Spears' ex husband.
But see, that's a very extreme situation. He was a backup dancer, and she was almost 500 million in.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? So the disparity in finances was so big that it had to go in his favor. It had to go in his favor, right? Because the disparity was so big. But somebody like me, who's just married to somebody who's somebody with a normal income, I'm gonna get screwed. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna lose. So it's just, we have to understand that it doesn't benefit men. So when you're talking about what a guy, going back to the beginning, what a guy brings to the table, I have to not only know what I bring to the table, but I have to be willing to part with half of it. That's the part. Like, that's the part of it that women are not understanding. So my bring to the table ain't the same as your bring to the table. The disparity in our finances has to be so large for it to go in my favor that it has to be like Britney Spears and her baby daddy, or Tom Arnold and Roseanne Barr, Arnold or whatever. You know what I'm saying? It has to be that big of a disparity. And those are the only two examples. And Mary J. Blige and her ex-husband.
Oh yeah, that was crazy.
But that's 3 to 4 dudes that we talking about, and then all the rest of women get all of it. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's, you got millions of examples like that. So like, when you talk about what men bring to the table, that's why it's so offensive, because you're itemizing what I bring to the table so that in the event we get a divorce, you get half of it. No, I don't. Let's not talk about what I bring.
And I'll say this lastly, like, even in dating, I would never want to be a man because men are always looked at as the person that has to pay. And imagine you trying to figure out what woman you actually like and the amount of women you bought food for that you don't like.
Man, look, I've literally like, cause I'm a nice guy. You know, I pay for the date. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna pick you up. I'm gonna do X, Y, and Z. Women get busy on food and drinks. Get busy, and I be like, "You gonna eat that? You gonna eat all that? That's crazy. That's crazy. You gonna another drink? Damn, you thirsty, ain't you?
Right.
Man, thirsty, ain't you?
I feel sorry for y'all.
I mean, but to me, I always have a dating line in my budget, right? So if I know that's what I'm going to be doing this month or whatever, you know what I'm saying? It's just like, all right, cool. Let me put a dating line, and it's usually a bigger number because I just expect y'all to be ridiculous because y'all are ridiculous. You know what I'm saying?
Somebody that never know what they want to eat, you sure can eat.
Yeah, you don't ever know where you want to go, when you want to go. You don't ever know anything, but you sure enough know you want three mimosas. I want more margaritas or whatever. Like it's just like, all right, go ahead, drink up, drink up. I hope you know this comes with dick.
Oh, can I get a side of the dick to go? Yeah,
right.
We ain't even gotta bag it. We ready.
Right, we're ready. You know what I'm saying? Don't get it twisted. Like this is a lot. Nah.
Yeah.
Those are jokes. Yeah. I gotta say those are jokes. Somebody in here to be like, oh, so that's what you want. Right. It's like, no, I'm joking. I was joking.
Let's use Mike's words against him.
Right, all the time. That's their favorite thing to do. Use my tweets against me.
Again, all facts. I don't have anything to argue with you about what you said. And that's why I brought this topic to you. I was like, oh no, this needs to be for Mike.
Yes.
This is the one right there. I appreciate it.
No problem.
And don't forget to check in on his podcast.
Yep.
Podcast a Midwest word.
It's very Midwest.
Okay, because
yeah, I think it's Midwest.
the man that used punk ass with me was definitely from Milwaukee.
Yeah. I think it's very Midwest.
Like, here, take your punk ass ice cream. I was like, okay.
Yeah. No. We say punk ass a lot. You know what I'm saying? Like when I was doing me and my brother's podcast, you know what I mean? I would always say, you know, punk ass podcast. You know, I would just say it, you know what I mean? And I just said it and kept saying it. And I was just like, oh no, that'd be dope. You know what I'm saying? If I did this. And then, you know, certain things that me and my brother talk about, like he don't like certain things that I like to talk about that he don't talk about. So then I just said, let me just create my own X, Y, and Z. You know what I mean? But yeah, that's definitely a Midwest thing. At least I think. I don't really hear a lot of, you know, down south or anybody, you know.
I'm gonna take your word for it.
Nah, like when I hear down south people, it'd be like puss ass.
Oh yes.
Pussy. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's why I hear a lot of like Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? Like if you hear like Tip talk or you hear, you know what I'm saying, a Killer Mike talk, most of them they be saying puss ass. You know what I'm saying? Yo, puss ass, they like whatever. But like for here, punk ass.
Very accurate.
We do good stuff.
I appreciate it.
I appreciate you too, Chef, thinking about me.
Of course.